Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to, I would usually say, Saturday Somethings with Mott's, but we're changing up the format just a little. We're calling it Drinking Wine at 9 because it's 9 o'clock and we be drinking. Today is so special. I have a very, very wonderful winemaker friend visiting the Argonaut. Her name is Nicole Hitchcock. She was 2022's Winemaker of the Year from Wine Enthusiast magazine, and we are so honored to have wine royalty at the table. Nicole, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. Benvenuto and andiamo. Let's go.
Yes, it is my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
We have a great lineup, you guys, so let's start.
Yeah, fantastic. So, cheers. First of all, with our first glass of bubbles, because it's always time for bubbles, I like to say. And this is our Cuvée 20. It's a non-vintage brut style sparkling wine made in the traditional method, which is the way that we produce all of our sparkling wines at J. And, this wine is, I think people always think celebration when they think sparkling wine, and that's great. You should be celebrating with sparkling wine, but you should be enjoying sparkling wine at so many more occasions, whether it's just, hanging out in the evening or enjoying with your favorite meal.
Every day, fried chicken, potato chips.
Absolutely.
I mean, Waldorf salads, chicken salads, it's so versatile. I mean, who wouldn't want to start a dinner party with some bubbles?
No doubt.
Especially bubbles that you orchestrated.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So cool. Absolutely. So cool. Yeah, I love this wine because it's very approachable, but it has so many different layers to it. Right. It's got some real citrusy notes, some pear, but also some toasted almond, and a real creaminess to the mouthfeel.
A little hazelnut, some brioche, some wheatgrass, lemongrass. It's just affordable, elegant. It has finesse and layers, which brings us to one of my favorites of all time, as you can see from one of my birthday celebrations, drinking the J Rosé.
I love this. This is case in point. Yes. It's always time for bubbles, right?
Really
whether you're on the beach, whether you're in the snow, it's always time.
Thanksgiving is almost upon us.
This is one of my very favorite sparklings from our portfolio, and I will say J is known for our sparkling wines. They're the wines that we were founded with, and we've been making them for nearly 40 years now. This Brut Rosé
I love the color. It matches your shirt.
Yeah, it does. I know. It was planned this way.
Okay.
It's a non-vintage sparkling brut style rosé. The varietal composition shifts a little bit more in the Pinot Noir camp with this wine. So there's mostly Pinot Noir, about 2/3, a little bit of Pinot Meunier, about 1/3 Chardonnay, and this wine just jumps out of the glass.
It just sings.
Yes.
I get pomegranates and a little dried cranberries, some rose hips.
Absolutely.
It's just so beautiful. Now, as a winemaker, let me ask you, what is your inspiration? What drives you to make such a good product?
Oh my gosh, what is my inspiration? I just think, I love the variety of winemaking and all of the different, ways that you can approach it. You can approach it a million different ways. With sparkling winemaking in particular, there's so many different levers that you can pull as a winemaker to create a specific style. But then there's this meticulousness that is required in order to get it just right. So that's what I love. That's what kind of makes me tick.
And it shows because it's such an amazing product and you have such a great fan base, including here in Denver, Colorado.
That's amazing. That's great to hear.
And we just appreciate it so much. So on that note, wine number 1.
Okay, wine number 1. So here we have our Russian River Valley Chardonnay. And
I know.
Yeah, it kind of jumps out of the glass. So Chardonnay was one of the very first wines that I started making when I began my career well over 20 years ago.
But you're not that young.
I know. Well,
you're not that old.
That's the wine. It's the wine.
Oh, okay. You're not that young.
But this is a very traditional approach to Chardonnay winemaking. This wine is, the grapes come from the Russian River Valley. Much of the fruit actually comes from Jay's estate vineyard properties. So we're controlling all all of the farming from start to finish. And traditional approach, so all barrel fermented, 100% French oak, but a small amount of new French oak. So it's not, the oak is going to play a supporting role and really allowing the immaculate fruit that we are able to farm in the Russian River Valley to shine.
I like it because it's not your piece of driftwood. It has balance, it has finesse. And for viewers out there, French oak, you can always remember, lends itself to a very creaminess in the glass. And this is a perfect example of that dynamic.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think this wine is nice and restrained, and you get so much of the natural bright acidity that we see in the fruit from our region. This wine is very well balanced and so food friendly as well.
You could even pair this with a skirt steak or a flank steak because it's rich, slightly acidic, creamy, butterscotch, buttercreams, a little bit of gardenia.
Yeah,
so
I love that. I love that.
Just gorgeous.
And I think that's the theme across all of our wines, and that's something we at J, we have this incredible food and wine pairing experience that we call the Bubble Room, but we really serve all of our wines there, and it's really an opportunity to showcase how versatile this portfolio is with a variety of different foods. So I'm on a campaign to share sparkling with everybody, especially during the holidays, especially for your holiday meals. I think a lot of people don't think about that as a great pairing opportunity, but it really is, as are the Chardonnay and then our last wine, the Pinot.
Sure. And if you don't like Chardonnay, give this a shot because you might just transform overnight and just be a big fan because this is magic. Ambrosia.
Yes. Oh, great call out.
Okay.
I love that.
And that leads us to the very last wine.
Yes.
These go by so quickly, but with such good information and such, wine royalty in our presence, we can only embrace it.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
And so our last glass, this is our Russian River Valley Pinot Noir. I mentioned our estate vineyards when I spoke about the Chardonnay, but we have 6 estate vineyards across the Russian River Valley and Sonoma coast, and this wine is mainly sourced from those properties. It includes a span of different clones of different gorgeous sites across Russian River, and you get so many layers to this wine too. Yes. This includes the characteristics include everything I love about Pinot in this. You get some of the riper red fruits, but you also get some forest floor.
Sure.
It's almost like you're walking through a redwood forest.
Some black fruits, black pepper, white pepper, a little black currant, cassis.
Yes.
It just has it all. And of course, Miss Sheila already has them on sale because the holidays are coming up, and who wouldn't want to pick up any of these because you're just such an amazing talent, and we're blessed to have you. And thank you so much, Nicole, for joining us, Drinking Wine at 9. And I'm going to leave you with my favorite, pretend this is champagne, my favorite toast.
Okay.
So Nicole and everybody out there, feel free to adopt this as your own. May all of your pains be champagne.
Cheers to that.